What is going on, guys? Welcome, welcome. What a day. What's going on, Gravinder, Emilio, Ginger, Andrew, Marak, Yash? What's going on, boys? So, very slow start to the day. I was being very patient. As you guys know, I kept warning you guys, kept saying what's going to happen, what could happen. We were patient for a reason. We live for days like this. As traders, you welcome volatility. You just have to have cash and be able to execute when it does come. And I can't tell you the last time I've seen a 20-point move on SPY in one day, if I've ever seen it, but we've seen it today and we absolutely crushed it. So IWM puts this morning, what's up, Jan? IWM puts this morning, we hit IWM calls, Apple calls, Tesla calls, T hit SPY calls a bunch of times, Ricky hit something, Yash was calling out bangers all day. Good job, everyone. Congrats. What's up, Ricky? And as traders, you got to live for this volatility, guys. You got to be ready for it. You got to be patient. Wait for your setups. What's up, Andrew? And look at this candle on SPY now. So I had this line drawn on SPY. I forget why I had it drawn. Maybe it was just the next support level. But there's a level here at 431.28. So usually if you go back on charts, not usually on the indexes itself, but usually on charts, what happens is we have a severe downtrend and then one day we just have a huge gap down and it forms an island reversal. I'll go over Tesla in a bit, Maroc, but usually when you have a huge gap down like this, it means sellers are exhausted and then buyers step in and shorts start to get squeezed. What's up, Optimus? I had a great day as well. I hope everyone had a great day. If you didn't, there's going to be a lot more volatility this week. We got the Fed on Wednesday. We got big tech earnings coming up. There's going to be a lot of stuff. So just be prepared, be ready. And we actually closed above the 200-day moving average all in one day. So we closed below it on Friday, gap down today. Look at the volume in this. So usually when markets are capitulating, you get increased volume. Like I said, you see back in pandemic, huge volume that marked the bottom. Back here, this bottom, huge volume marked the bottom. That's called capitulation. Huge volume marked the bottom here. Big volume. And if you line it up with the bottoms, it usually matches right here. So right when everyone gets super bearish, starts talking about the end of the world, the everything's going to die, that's usually when you want to start nibbling on stuff, right? So this morning, if you guys read the newsletter, I told you guys markets never bottom on Fridays. In the history, I've been in the stock market. What's up, Gravesh? How you doing? I've been in the stock market a long time. I've never seen a market bottom on a Friday ever. It always bottoms on Mondays. So that's what we said in the newsletter. We said Friday's usually not the bottom, so just wait. That's why I sold off all my stuff on Friday. This morning we were prepared, we were ready, and we absolutely crushed it, guys. From 420 to 440 on SPY is not a small move. Usually for a 20-point move on SPY, you guys can zoom out, you can take a look. From like October 15th, it takes a month to move up 20 points. Today we got it all in one day. Welcome the volatility. Get ready for it. Be patient with your entries. And we're going to crush this market, guys. Got a long week ahead and just be prepared. Make sure you have cash. QQQ, same thing. There's not much to go over in the indexes. They're all the same as SPY. They all had insane moves today. They all had island bottoms, which means a gap down after a huge downtrend. Gap down. And if you guys look, I have been using Bollinger Bands recently. Just look at these charts. Look at the Bollinger Bands. It gapped down below, and obviously we need oversold. What's up, Crobletto? I'm happy you guys had monster days. I had a monster day myself at the end of the day there. It only took me like 2 hours. I didn't really trade this morning, other than the IWM puts we hit. But other than that, when you see this kind of pattern, when you see a straight waterfall down and you see one more gap down, that's usually an island bottom reversal. That's exactly what we got today. So keep an eye on that for any other charts. It's usually not on the indexes again, but it's usually on individual stocks. XLF, same thing. We had the 200-day moving average here at 37.76. That's why this line was here. It was at 37.72 when the day started. But we just undercut it and ripped right back above. So XLF looks good for a rally. QQQ looks good for a rally. Again, we have the Fed on Wednesday. That's going to decide everything. So don't get too giddy. Don't get too bullish. Don't start buying leaps yet. Wait till Wednesday. If he gives us good news on Wednesday, we might have a good chance for a lot of long-term longs here. IWM just completely beaten up. If you guys look at the chart on IWM, zoom out to the weekly, zoom out to the monthly. This chart is completely broken, guys. So we had this huge base all the way from January, broke down. Where's the support here? I don't even see a support on any of this run-up last year, all the way down until 163.64. So if they do want to turn us down again, if Powell wants to raise rates or be more aggressive than expected, don't think this is all over. Like, we can still go down. We're still in a downtrend. What's up, Joshua? I hope you had a good day. And another chart that looks exactly the same as IWM is Amazon. So again, huge base for years, right? We haven't got any gains if you're in equity on Amazon for years. Obviously options, we've played it a bunch of times and killed it. But there's no support here on this whole run up. You'd have to wait till down here around 2100 to find support on Amazon weekly. So for right now, today we were bullish. Tomorrow a gap down would not surprise me. That's what I was telling you at the end of the day there. We still have the Fed on Wednesday, guys. Do not get too bullish. Do not start putting all your money to work just yet. It's okay to start nibbling, in my opinion. But right now, if you're mad bullish, you should probably take a step back and start looking at weekly and monthly charts right now. VIX here, huge, just overdone. Look at this. We were up at one point from 28 low to 39 high almost. So an 11-point move on the VIX. Finally sold off. Looks like people finally took their VIX calls off and started taking profits on VIX. So again, what I will say about VIX is what we've been talking about. We put in a low, we put in a higher low, we put in a high, now we put in a higher high. Now what we have to wait for on VIX, for a market melt up, we need to wait to see where's the low on this now. So if it pulls back, does it form a higher low? As long as it closes, as long as that low is formed above 1735, it's just a higher low, and this is still in a daily uptrend. And one thing you need to know about the VIX, this is not how it usually moves. It does not steadily climb like this. Usually this is very unusual for the VIX. What it usually does is just spike up and then fear subsides and it comes back down. So that's something to keep on watch for VIX. If we pull back on VIX even, I'm just expecting a higher low, because what the odds of it going from a $30 close today all the way to 17 and breaking this low here and changing the whole trend on the daily is not very high. So we're just looking for a higher low and then possibly a higher high on VIX. So keep that in mind. Yields came down nicely today. We're right back at our big resistance though, guys. Remember that huge resistance we have at 1.72 to 1.69. We broke out, we back tested, we popped, and now we're just back testing again. So do we pop again and form a higher high? If yields go up, then the market comes down. Same thing with bond yields here. Very, very strong, just bull flagging. Big run up, bull flag, run up, bull flag. Let's see if it breaks down. If it breaks down, that's good for the stock market. If it continues going up, we can see continued weakness in the market here. Now we'll go over some plays. So NEO, not really much to see here. Still in those $40 calls. We have a lot of time on them, guys. I know some people have a strategy where they just cut them and try to get in cheaper. Sometimes I'll just trade around them. I'll wait for a clear reversal and I'll add into them. So I'll get my average down. I know a lot of people don't have that kind of cash laying around. I keep a lot of cash during volatility like this, specifically for these reasons. But what I will do with NEO, personally, I have $40 calls for March. I've been trading around it. Like, you guys see my trades every day. IWM, I just nail IWM all day. We hit Amazon, Tesla, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Apple hit. So basically what you guys have to do in my trading style, what I do is if I have longer term calls, I'll leave these NEOs on. Even if they're down 50%, I'll trade around it. I'll get my balance back to normal, and then I'll add on when there's a clear reversal on NEO. So that's basically how I'm playing it here. And if, in my opinion, if NEO gets back into this falling wedge by the end of the week, which is Friday, if we get right back inside this falling wedge, I don't think anything's changed about my play. I think we can still rip right back up, especially with China lowering rates. I expect Tesla to beat earnings on Wednesday. That's another catalyst, and we'll see what happens with this play. Same thing goes for Nvidia. I have 300 calls for March and Feb, like I told you guys. Obviously, I love the company. I think it's super strong. I love this one long term as well. And what I'm watching for on Nvidia here is the same thing. Island bottom reversal candle, big green volume. Looks like we touched the 200-day. We dipped below it and then absolutely ripped above it. If you guys seen the calls, call flow on Nvidia today, you would be shocked. Like, there's so many people buying Nvidia here. And if Powell plays game on Wednesday, like, there's no reason for this market to keep dumping. So what we're waiting for on Nvidia here is we have to reclaim a lot of key levels before this turns back bullish for me. But since I have February 18 and March calls, I'm not too worried about it right now. Why would I worry right now when I have a month or 2 months left on the calls, right? So I trade around them. I keep the same balance in my account, and I'll add to them when it shows me a reversal signal. Right now, the daily, obviously we had a big day today, but if you zoom out, look at this daily chart, it's broken. You look at the weekly chart, it's broken. And I have to wait till I see some clear reversal. You see the weekly right off that 50-day moving average, 208.65. I cannot believe Nvidia was $208 and no one bought equity today. I mean, this is one of the best companies in the world for the rest of your life, and in 5 years you're going to be crying that you didn't buy Nvidia today, in my opinion. Other than that, I mean, we just have to wait and watch, guys. If we reclaim the first, we have to reclaim this support around 245-ish. If we reclaim 245-ish, then we're right back into this wedge, and we'll see where we go from there. But 245 first, and then we'll see. And I will add when I see a reversal signal. One day does not equal a reversal for me. Mara, absolutely broken chart. Bitcoin was very, very weak over the weekend, as you guys know. There's no reason to go over Mara here. The only way Bitcoin will run is if Powell plays game on Wednesday. If he plays game, that means risk back on. That means NASDAQ flies. That means tech stocks fly. That means Bitcoin flies. I did piece into a little bit of Matic Sunday night. We did get a little bounce, and if you guys see, there's an important support here at 35K on Bitcoin. So 35K, 30K, and 40K. It's just a range bound right now. Which way do we break? If we break below 35 and close below 35, we're going to go to 30 more than likely. What's up, Tonka? How you doing, bro? Good to have you back from the ski hill. If we break 40 to the upside, we should rip back up. And as far as right now goes, it's very hard to be bullish or bearish on Bitcoin just because it's come down so much. I told you guys to get out way back here at over 55, I think 58K. I said Bitcoin's due for a big dump, and I hope most of you guys listened. But other than that, right now I'm starting to nibble on Matic. I really like Matic longer term. I bought some on Sunday, and right now it's just showing me a good opportunity, in my opinion. Like, we had this clear uptrend channel, and we had clear support here at around 1.5. I pieced in some at 1.5. I had a limit order in, and I will be adding, if the Fed plays game, I don't mind paying an extra 10 cents on my stuff for confirmation. What's up, Bikram? I hope you're doing good, bro. I don't mind paying a little bit extra for confirmation, as you guys shouldn't either. I mean, the difference between 1.5 and 1.6 is the only thing that's the difference is you're going to go on Twitter and tell everyone that, oh, I caught the bottom. And anyone that tells you they caught the bottoms and tops, if they do it once, it's okay. If they do it twice, it's okay. 3 times, I mean, they're lying. They're just lying to you. You don't catch tops and bottoms in markets. You catch the meat of the move. That's what good traders do. Here we have Lucid. I called these calls out in the morning. I hope someone called them. We had almost right at support here. The calls were cheap. The reason I was talking about Lucid was because I looked at Tesla calls, I looked at Amazon calls, I looked at shop calls. Everything was so expensive, so I was trying to find something cheap for our members. Lucid calls were cheap, and if the market rips, they're all going to rip together. I called them out right here. They would have been a triple by close if you caught them. Congrats if you didn't. On to the next one. Other than that, I mean, Lucid on the daily chart is just playing between the fibs, right? So if you guys look at these fib levels I have here, the next level up for Lucid would be 39.40. After 39.40, we can go all the way back up to 42.92. But before that, we need to hold this lower level of 33.76. Tesla earnings on Wednesday. These calls were too expensive. I seen Yash jump on at the end of the day. I thought to myself, why? I opened the chart. I had a line drawn at 900. I don't know if it's a psychological number or if it was actually a number, but this is what Yash seen, guys. Just to give you a little perspective on why he took the calls. He took 1,100 calls for this week. Why? Because anything lower than 1,100 was like way too expensive. So we had 900 psychological number. It was struggling with it all day. Even when the market was ripping, Tesla was just struggling around 900. Came back down, formed a right shoulder, and then we bought calls here. I got in a little bit later than Yash. Still made huge gains, got out quick. I mean, I don't care to hold any of these overnight. I had a great 100% day. Everything I called hit, so why would I hold anything overnight, right? We'll do the same thing tomorrow. Airbnb is one I'm watching right now. I really want equity around 132. I have an open order on equity at 132. If I don't get it, I don't get it. I don't really care. Even at these levels for long term, I believe Airbnb is a strong company. Now, everything I'm saying long term depends on what Jay Powell says on Wednesday, guys. If he does raise rates or does anything more hawkish than people are expecting, I think the market can come right back down. If he plays game and less than 3 interest rate hikes, Anything more dovish than what people are expecting, I think the market will absolutely rip for a while. So keep that in mind. We have to wait to see what he says. Other than that, I mean, Airbnb, solid long-term company. Let's see what happens. Amazon absolutely destroyed and one of the strongest bouncers today. Same kind of thing. Look at this big waterfall down, big gap down this morning, island reversal bottom. And right now, it's just one day of green. Don't get too excited. This chart is still broken on all the longer term time frames. You got the weekly, completely broken, took out all the supports. You got the monthly, completely broken, took out all the supports. And now we're just trying to recover some of it. So don't get too bullish on these names quite yet. We have to wait for Powell. But again, it's a very good start that shows that the bottom might be in. If you guys look in the Discord premium chat, I said Monday the bottom would be put in. So if you were patient this morning like I was and you waited till the end of the day, you had an absolute great day. There's no way you should have lost money today, guys. SE. But if you did, I mean, this week's full of volatility and you're going to make money. SE closed green. I could not believe my eyes when I seen this thing at 132. I missed an equity buy today. I was going to buy it. I was busy in the room scalping. But this company, same kind of story as Airbnb. 5-10 years down the line, you're going to be regretting that you didn't buy it down here at 130, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Unless Powell doesn't play a game, then these are in for even more pain. When you think stocks can't go down more, they always can go down more. And again, we're in a downtrend. You guys see these arrows are here for a reason. Every time we bounce to the 8-day moving average, we would drop some more. So just keep an eye on it. Your short-term targets, if you're in calls still, I warned you, I took off all my calls that close. Short-term targets should be the 8-day moving average on all these charts, which is 168 on SE. So if you're in SE, 168 would be my absolute top, like my absolute cut for my calls. Just because that's where the 8-day moving average is. And let's see where they go. I mean, this could be the bottom. We could have caught exactly at the bottom. Apple, we caught at the end of the day here. Why did we catch it? I'll give you a reason for Apple. So Apple was right here when I called the 160 calls for, I don't remember the price. I hit too many trades today. It was right here. And anyways, SPY was ripping at this point. QQQ was ripping at this point. Everything was taking out high of day. I said, if these indexes are going to rip into the end of the day, Apple has to close green. Apple opened today at 160.69. I told you right here when it was 157 that it would go up another 4 points from here. We caught the calls. I went really heavy, sold them for a great gain, had a great day, and Apple did exactly what we expected. It closed green. So there's not much to say here. I mean, if you haven't, read the newsletter. We've pretty much called all of this. I mean, T called the rip at the end of the day to the T. I wrote everything in the newsletter, what I thought was happening. Wednesday is the Fed. That's the biggest day for the market in recent history. If Jerome Powell goes even a little bit dovish, I think we rip back up. If he's more hawkish than we thought, we're going to go right back down. So just keep that in mind. Keep your positions light. Trade fast in and out.